Hey guys, so this is going to be a fun video. It's a technique, if you will, to help expand consciousness. And within it, there's an offering of a different kind of perspective. I want you to approach it with just a playful attitude and openness, not looking for anything in particular, but yet still being open and exploratory. So I encourage you, when you try this technique, to meditate maybe prior, maybe 5-10 minutes, just to feel a little more calm, a little more centered, a little more present. And after you've done that, you can try this out. I mean, you can try it out now just to see what happens, but it's more powerful when you're less distracted. So basically, the technique is you're going to cross your eyes. I'm crossing my eyes now, so I might look a little silly. And as you cross your eyes, you'll notice the world seems to split into two. There's two different worlds, and you can kind of pay attention in your awareness to one side of it and the other side. It's two. Now let it go. You'll notice how it comes back to one. So cross your eyes again. Look at one side with your attention, and then look at the other side with your attention. And just notice what's aware here, what's experienced. Just take in your experience. Don't try to find anything in particular, but just notice, paying attention to one side and then to the other side. Paying attention to the one side and then to the other side. And then very, very, very slowly soften your cross-eyed gaze and just watch how the two images very slowly merge into one. Very slowly merge into one. Very slowly merge into one. And just do it ever so slowly. Do it as slowly as you can. And just notice that moment when it's crossed and then it becomes one. And then very, very, very slowly cross your eyes and notice it go from one to two. And then you can cross your eyes even more so that the two views of your experience kind of go further apart. So you cross your eyes as much as you can, so like there's as much divide as possible. It may hurt a little bit in your eyeballs or your forehead, but that's okay. We're just going to do it for a few seconds at that limit. And then very slowly soften your gaze. Very slowly soften your gaze. And you want to do it as slow as you can and take as much time as you want, exploring just what's happening as the eyes come together back into normalcy. But don't do it right away. Like, go as slow as you possibly can and just hold that moment before they go from 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1, and get it close as possible before it becomes 1 again, and then let it happen. And then very slowly cross your eyes, just as slow as you can, until you can start to see the vision split into two, and that vision splits further into two, and further into two, and further into two. And then as it's crossed, look up, look down, look left, look right. Do a couple circles one way, a couple circles the other way. Keep them crossed, softly crossed. You don't want to, if you're straining at this point, just cross your eyes as softly as you can so it's not painful or straining. And just notice how in all this, that there's maybe a feeling of sight happening that you can detect. which is really intrinsic, right? Sight's happening. And at the same time, there's certain kind of quality of awareness that's almost aware of both sides simultaneously. It's like an awareness in the center. It's like an awareness that's aware of the two. It's an awareness that can be focused on one side of the two or the other side of the two. And this awareness may feel very different than your normal state of awareness. It may be outside the range of what you call yourself. It may not be understood as anything yet. And just notice if you can feel a different quality of something felt or experienced or visible that notices both sides simultaneously. It's almost like it's coming from the center. And just notice. And slowly let your eyes come back to one, not crossed. And is there that quality that I was pointing to in the midst of your eyes or yourself that's just present kind of before or in back of seeing and sight? And just play around with that. Following these instructions, looking, exploring, not for anything particular, but also towards the end of the exploration, see if you can notice maybe some sort of quality that feels or sees or experiences in a way that notices both sides of cross-eyedness. And don't make anything of it, just notice. And you can play around with this experiment anytime. I used to play around with this in the middle of the day for a few minutes. Of course, you wouldn't maybe do it by yourself because people might think you're kind of strange if you do it in front of others. But you can kind of play around with it anytime, anywhere where you have a few moments. And some of the qualities I have found that is useful for this is it can be very centering after you do it. It can help ground oneself when the mind feels very distracted. It can put the background of thought. It can make the thought take a backgroundness instead of a foregroundness. It can open up other degrees and facets of one's beingness and consciousness. Perhaps some more understandings and intelligence can come through this kind of practice. But I'm offering it just so you can kind of explore something new. Because I know a lot of you out there have tried meditation, yoga, breathing types of stuff, food types of stuff. Well, this is a new one. See what you think of it. And if you find anything useful or interesting, please share. And if you want to, like the video. I'm curious to hear feedback on this because it's something that I didn't learn from anybody. I just spontaneously started doing a few years ago. All right. I hope that's of interest, of use, and hope you have a good day. Take care.